Hey guys, what's going on? Andrew coming at you. I have two substances in front of you. Both of them are considered drugs. One is legal in Sweden, one was just made illegal in Sweden. One will kill you, and one won't. That's coming up. Nothing like a nice cold beer on a summer day. So let's get into this, guys. What I have in front of me is CBD oil. This is non-psychoactive. It does not get you high in any way. It just gives you CBD. Why is CBD so popular, especially in the United States and in Europe as well? Well, I'm a runner, and a lot of athletes like to use CBD to help with pain and inflammation. It's good for that, and it's also really, really good for sleep. If you take a little bit of a higher dose, it makes your sleep fantastic. You never get high from it. The amount of THC in here is so little. It's about 0.2%. And for the longest time, for about 2 or 3 years, it was legal in Sweden to buy CBD. You could actually even buy CBD from Swedish companies. Then the law changed a little bit about a year ago, and they said it could no longer be called CBD. It had to be hemp oil. So then you could get hemp oil in pill and oil form. And now Sweden has banned all oil in forms, anything that's orally taken. And they've banned any CBD that has any THC in it. And if you know anything about CBD, it's almost virtually impossible to take all of the THC out. So basically, Sweden's just going ahead and banning this substance. Now, Sweden has had a ridiculous relationship with marijuana för a long time.
En sån fråga från Sofia här. Vi ger ju folk morfin och amfetamin i olika former på sjukhus. Folk blir beroende, folk blir missbrukare. Ingen har någonsin dött av cannabis. Det har använts som medicin i flera tusen år.
Fullständigt fel, det har det visst. Det har gifteffekter på hjärta, på lungor. Det där är en myt och det kan jag direkt gå emot. Det har visst dött tusentals, jag vet inte om mer vad det gäller överdoseringar av cannabis. Så att säga det här, ingen har någonsin dött och raljera, vilket jag brukar bli beskylld för. Men nu gör jag det då åt andra hållet. Ja, det här är farliga grejer, det här är knark. Jo, det finns en risk med att bara släppa det där fritt. Sen är det politiska beslut och andra saker. Men det här myten om att ingen har någonsin dött av cannabis, den kan vi avliva.
Sweden does view marijuana as dangerous and as serious as heroin in some cases, which as an American, as an outsider looking in, obviously our laws and things are changing. In my state, medical marijuana is legal now, just recently, and we're changing things. And that has to do with the fact that the drug war in the United States was just terrible. It made people criminals when they shouldn't have been criminals. But getting back to it, this form is non-psychoactive. So if you take this, you're not going to get high, you're not going to get stoned, you're not going to get crazy. And if you get the right stuff that's tested, it's very, very safe. Now, I agree that Sweden needs to care about regulations and things like that. But what makes this very important and why I feel passionate about this is because of Charlotte.
For exact words, we have reached the end of the line with medical options for Charlotte. And I don't know what to tell you, there's really nothing else we can do. That's when we met the Stanleys, and that's when we got started on the CBD. After 6 months of, I really didn't think she would survive the seizures, at 300 seizures a week, roughly, of grand mal tonic-clonic seizures a week. Just to put in light what 300 a week is, it's about 4 an hour. It's one seizure every 15 minutes. So, sometimes it was every 5 minutes. It just never stopped. And so to see her seizure-free for 7 days. She went 7 days instantly. And we've been on it 9 months. And from that 300 seizures a week, she now has 0 to 1 tonic-clonic a week. And so it's greater than 99% seizure reduction.
After some research, they found that a lot of children that have seizures, they were able to stop them by giving them CBD. And it was very non-toxic, it was good for their bodies overall, and it was better than a lot of the prescription drugs that they were already taking. The United States had a change of heart, and it was legalized in all 50 states. And I will agree that we have a problem in the United States as far as regulation goes. This stuff I have here is third-party tested, which means that you get the testing from another company that proved that it is CBD and what it has in it. What makes me upset about the Swedish law change is, first of all, in Sweden, okay, it's great, you can see your doctor, and great, you can get things checked, but CBD is used for things like anxiety and like sleep. And let's not forget that sometimes in Sweden, you can have a very long wait. You can see a doctor, and then it maybe takes a little bit more time to go see them for anxiety and other things. And what I see about ridiculous about this is this. Sweden's relationship, at least with medical marijuana or just marijuana in general, has always been, we already have a problem with alcohol, so we don't want to have a problem with marijuana too.
And we drink. Like Sweden, you think you've seen wasted people, right? You have not. When you go to Sweden, people drink at a whole other level. Like I've seen people dig their fingertips into the grass because they have to hold on to something.
But what's interesting about this is actually if you look at states in the United States that have actually legalized it or have marijuana use as medical marijuana basically in the United States, we have a huge problem with prescription drugs. We've actually seen that the alcohol use and prescription drugs use has actually gone down over time. And in states where it's legal, drinking and driving has gone down, the violence and crime has gone down. It's very interesting to see what happens. And I'm not saying that Sweden should go and legalize weed or anything like that, but I think at the very least, they could lighten up a little bit on CBD. For the people that are sick that need it. You know, not everybody is going to be able to see a doctor right away. If you're struggling with anxiety and you need help and it's going to take you 6 months to see a psychiatrist to go and get help for it, which I know sometimes it can be long waits, why not give people the option to try something? Federally, test it in the government. Make sure that it has the right ingredients and things in it. But allow people to do that. I mean, it's 2019, and people should be allowed to do with their bodies what they please, as long as they're not hurting anyone else. So I feel passionate about this because I feel that there are people in Sweden that are suffering, that need help, and it's 2019, Sweden. Like, let's get real. It's 2019. And, CBD oil doesn't have to be the boogeyman. I mean, if you can go to you can go to a bar and drink, 15 of these, if you drink too much of this will kill you, literally. This will kill you. If you drink this every day, this could ruin and destroy your life. This won't. This one is perfectly legal. This one Sweden's got a problem with. And I think that says a lot about how far Swedish society has to come, because Swedish society is very, very conservative when it comes to alcohol, when it comes to marijuana, when it comes to certain drugs, but very liberal when it comes to social issues. And of course, I respect the laws in Sweden, so I am not promoting any form of drug use. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not telling, if you're a young person or anything else, don't go out there, don't drink underage, don't use marijuana. All I'm saying is people that are sick, that need the help they need, should at least be able to take something that's non-psychoactive, that is not going to hurt themselves or anyone else. If that means we're going to regulate it, great. But you shouldn't stop everybody from having access to it first. There's too many people that are suffering, that are having seizures in Sweden, that could get the help they need. And I think that is a crime, and it's not okay. If you agree with me, hit that like button. As always, some people are going to hit the dislike button because if I say anything negative about Sweden, people get upset. I've lived here almost 7 years. I really love this country, but we have to admit that this is kind of a ridiculous part of Swedish society and culture, which I don't understand. As an American on the outside, we're seeing it change a lot in the United States, and here it feels like we're going back in time and sometimes in the Stone Ages as far as medical cannabis is concerned. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video. If you agree with me, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, I would love to have you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hello.